Alrighty guys, this is Caleb Bizarro here, about to go through a wonderful edition of the most unhelpful installation guide of a thermostat probably known to man. I can argue it. Let's just dive right in, boys and girls, ladies and gents. That's my name, that's the class. There's some more boring stuff for you. So, many people ask me, why do I make all these upgrades to my house? Why do I like playing with the newest, latest, and greatest stuff? Well, because, folks, I'm a millennial. I like tech. It's awesome. Think about your phone, watches, glasses, your car. Think about how drastically these things change as soon as you throw in some Wi-Fi, throw in some spark of life with some new tech. It just makes everything so much better. So I thought, laying in bed at 2 in the morning, hey, why don't I spice up my thermostats? They're from like the 1960s. That's like over 50 years old. It's pretty bad. Let's shed some life into this house. So that's exactly what we're going to do. Now, this is a quick and dirty installation guide. It's not really for the brainy folks. It's pretty much just for the straightforward. We gotta go through this one step at a time, folks. So we're going to. We're gonna go back because that's wrong. There we go. Now, step one: killing power and demolishing your existing thermostat. Now, keep in mind, I'm not totally talking demolish it. I'm just saying get it off the wall, and then make sure you write down the wires that are attached to the terminals. Say if you have a Y wire attached to a Y terminal, it's only a Y wire because to the Y terminal, label it Y. If you have a wire going to a C terminal, label it C. Then rip that sucker off the wall and throw it on the ground. You don't need it. Get it out of here. So, after we're done with that, we have our wires labeled. We have the thermostat off the wall. We are going to next check and make sure the power's off, because I was supposed to tell you to do that first. I didn't do that in real life. I just kind of went for it because my thermostat's so old that I know it doesn't have a continuous flow of electrons through the system. I know it sends impulses, bursts of electrons, so I wasn't too worried about getting shocked. That being said, you should probably, just kill the power. Just kill the power. All right, moving on here real quick. Now we're going to go look at our wiring behind the thermostat that we just ripped off the wall. So in my case, I had two wires. Again, this is from way back when, before any of us were born. This is ancient times you're talking about. We need to make sure that we have 5 wires now, because we're going to try and future-proof our house. So we're going to need to get some 18.5 thermostat wire. 2 wires just not going to cut it. Not for this Wi-Fi, because you need to have steady flow of electrons, you guessed it. So we're going to have to run wiring in this case, which means we can either go through the crawl space and poke up and run up a wall, or we can run it, since we're in the garage, right on the sheetrock, which is what we're going to do because it's easy, dirty, quick, cheap. Let's do that. So we're going to run some wire. We're going to go from the thermostat location, probably keep some 90 degrees, get to our boiler, this is a boiler in this case, and start labeling wires again. You have to label everything. If you miss one thing, you're going to be lost. Then I will show you pictures to demonstrate this. After we're done labeling everything, again, we're going to pop in these 18.5 wires, and we're going to try and color code, because there is a color code that matches your Y wire, your RC wire, your R wire, your G wire, your C wire. All these are color coded nowadays. Prior installers probably didn't do it right, but we're going to straighten it up and do it right. After we take care of that, we're going to go back to our thermostat plate, and we're going to just set it on that old hole. See if we need to do some patching. Oh, for me, I had to do some patching. So we're going to patch over a little bit. We're going to make it a little bit prettier, and then we're going to put our plate on the wall. Then we can start hooking up our wires that we just ran to our thermostat plate. Once we are done hooking up those wires, we put our face cover on. That's the interactive display cover. Then once we're done with that, we're going to kick power back on. We're going to check to make sure that the boiler is wired properly. We're going to check to make sure we're certain the thermostat's wired properly. We're going to have power to the system, and we're going to turn it on. And then it's all fun and games. So let's get down to it. What you'll need to actually buy. This is what I purchased specifically. Went down to my local Home Cheapo, got some thermostat wire, got some Wi-Fi thermostats. I have 3 of them. Got 3 locations in my house. This is what you're going to want to get rid of. This ancient technology is just millennia old. We don't need it. It's mercury. It's actually outlawed in many states. It's not good. We got to get rid of this son of a bitch. So, blow her up. Mercury's the devil, guys. Get it out of there. Get it off. But make sure you label those wires. I had 2 wires. It's pretty straightforward. My red wire is an R/G wire. You can see the terminal is an R and a G wire terminal. You have my WY terminal on the left there, the white wire. It turns out that it wasn't even soldered in the back, so this was totally busted. It wasn't doing nothing for my garage. My boiler's in my garage. You get my garage to 70 no matter what I set thermostat to anyways, and it was broken. So we're going to work on that and try and resolve this right now. So if you are not careful, though, if you do not think I have to run 5 wires, if you do not try and future-proof your house, you're going to have issues. You're going to have confusion. You're going to have a mess of wires you're not going to know what to do with. And ultimately, you're going to have failure. You're going to try and limp by and see if it works and let's just run these 2 wires because it worked on the old one. It's not going to work. Wi-Fi needs a steady flow of electrons. This is just basic, guys. We're going to have to do it the right way. So do not do that. But should you be so lucky, should you run the wires properly in the wall, should you make sure that you take care of any patching and make sure you label properly and make sure you pull old wiring out of the wall, don't leave dead wire in walls, guys, it's not professional. Make sure your boiler is looked after and make sure you're very, very tidy. In all things you do, you will have a beautiful new thermostat to go home to every day. You can control it from Hawaii. You can set it when you're at work. Oh, I forgot to turn the thermostat down to 60 degrees while I'm at work. Just get on your phone app, turn it down. This will save you, on average, 10% off the top of your heating bill every month. On average, it has cut down my heating bill from $354 average down to just over $300. It is doing incredible things for my efficiency in my house and my checkbook. So with that, I'm going to kind of conclude this little garbage tutorial. But in the meantime, stay classy, folks. And until next time, this is the worst tutorial installation guide known to man. Thank you. We are out of here.